Hey guys, we wanted to show you a dynamic flexibility routine you can do if you don't have a lot of space at your house. If you're like us, we don't have a ton of workout area, so this is something you can do basically in a 10 by 10 foot area. So the first one I like to start with is kind of called a world's greatest stretch. There's a little rendition to it, but you're going to start by pulling your knee up to your chest. Try to get a nice good stretch in your glute. We're going to step behind yourself, so we're dropping down into a nice deep lunge. We're going to take our elbow into our ankle, rotate up towards the ceiling, back down. You're going to straighten your front leg out. So we're coming into essentially a triangle pose if you're familiar with yoga. We're going to open back up and look at the ceiling again. And then we're going to step back together. Okay, so now we're going to the other side. Knee hug up, feel a stretch in your glute. Big step behind yourself, elbow to ankle, rotate up towards the ceiling, back down, straighten your front leg out, and open up towards the ceiling again. So that was one each side. I like to do 3 of these on each side. Why 3? I don't know. It feels like a good number and I feel pretty loose afterwards. There's some other little renditions you can add into here. If you're looking at the floor or looking at the ceiling, if you look up, it'll challenge your balance a little bit more. When you pull your knee up, you can change the position of your leg when you hug up to get some different fibers in your glutes. Another thing I like to do is when I come out of this rotation is reach out in front of me. Really start to feel a nice stretch from my lat open up before I kick back into here, this triangle pose. So we got one more each side. Again, we're just trying to loosen up here. Don't need to be a hero. Just trying to get ready to exercise and move. Man, having hair is hot. Holy smokes. So from here, what I like to do is basically a quad pull. So you could do a quad pull like this where you just reach and we alternate legs. Oh, this is actually a pretty good one. If you can walk forward, you can do it walking forward, or you can just stay in place. What I like to do is add this into with an RDL. So I'm going to go same arm, same leg. Make sure we got our knee pulled down in close tight. You don't want to be flared out to the side, otherwise you're not going to get a good stretch through your TFL here. And you want to try to squeeze the glute of the leg you're stretching. So once I'm in this position, pick a spot on the floor to stare at. You're going to sit your hips back so you feel tension in your hamstring. Once you get that tension, you're going to use that tension to pull you back up. As I sit my hips back, I feel my body weight through the heel of my foot. And in terms of how many reps here, somewhere between 5 to 10 until you feel like your hip is opened up on this side. And we got a little activation through your glute and hammy on the other. There's no shame in using a wall to help you balance here if you need to. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's a pretty challenging exercise. Don't feel like you got to go all the way down. Don't worry too much about the range of motion in terms of how far you're going, but more so on the quality of movement and if you're feeling the right spot. So I should be feeling the front of my right thigh right now, stretching, front of my right hip. I got my right glute engaged, and as I sit my hips back, I feel tension build through my glute and hammy. So once I sit back, I feel this tension build. I use that tension to pull me back up. So as we said before, somewhere between 5 to 10 of these. Now the last one I love to do, nice wide stance. We're going to reach out for the floor. If you can get to the floor, fantastic. If you can't, you can use a block or a box or anything, a dumbbell, something to put your hand on here. Thankfully, I can get to the floor because I don't have one of those right now. And you're going to rotate up towards the ceiling. So somewhere between 5 to 10 of these each way. What you should be feeling is a nice stretch through your hammies, your hip adductors, so your groin muscles, and up into your glutes. When we're rotating, we're looking towards the ceiling. We're basically trying to get our upper back, or our T-spine, to rotate, and our pecs to open up a little bit. So step back together when you come out of that. So there's a few good exercises you can do to just kind of get loosened up before you go into whether it's a walk or a workout routine. Those are 3 good ones